Good day, good day. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Jay, and this is Homeschool Yo Kids podcast. Before we get started, be sure to check out a couple of our sponsors who are mission to ensure that you do not homeschool alone. So definitely check out Classical Curriculums because they provide not only curriculum, but also community support all around the nation. They everywhere, all the states. Um, and Basecamp. Basecamp is a brand new app that, well, it's not brand new anymore. It's like 6 months in, but either way, new app that is mission to ensure that you find your community and your support in your area. So it's like a Zillow, but for homeschoolers or just families in general that are looking for other homeschool families or are looking for educational resources in their area. So it's pretty cool. Check it out. And today we have with us Tia. Tia, introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you, Jay, for having me. I am Tia Brown from the Brown House Experience. I am the co-founder and executive director of the organization, and I am so happy to finally be here with Jay to share more about what we do. I love it. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes, of course. We got to connect once again in Chicago, and I appreciate that because that's where you're at, right? Right.
Yes, I'm located in Chicago. Yeah, this is my baby. I love Chicago.
Yes. So how do we get to the Brown House experience? Like what path did we take to get here?
Well, initially I was a Chicago public school teacher. I worked for CPS for 18 years. Prior to that, I was a English teacher at SIU. I also taught daycare in Carbondale. So I've done every level of education you can think of, even adults. Now that I'm in the space that I'm in now with the Brown House Experience, we work with young adults, older adults, every range of um, age I've worked with in some form of way. So I was a Chicago public husband was working in the school system also. And we were losing quite a few kids to gun violence in Chicago. And it
Mm,
was mainly the kids that couldn't get into other programs, after school programs, because of behavior, because of lack of parental support. So we decided that we were going to do something about it. We lost one young man that he was in the streets, but he wasn't all about the streets. He was in it because he didn't have any other opportunities. His family was in it. But he was a good kid. He was genuinely a good kid and he wanted to do well. And he ended up getting killed by gunfire. Wasn't intended for him, but he ended up dying. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, as my grandmother used to say. We had lost previous kids, but he was a little different. His name was Jamal, and it broke my heart. So I told my husband, we got to do something more. Yes, we are making strides in the classroom, but it's not enough. We're only there with them 6.5 hours a day. So that's not enough. We need to do something with them where we're helping to shape them and show them that there are other options than what they're seeing in and around their neighborhoods. So that's where the Brown House experience stemmed from. In our basement one night with me crying and him trying to console me. He like, whatever you want to do, let's get to it. And we
no.
started brainstorming. I went to school the next day and asked one of my very good friends, Nicole. She's also an educator, if she would be willing to assist and help and be a part of it with us. And she was 10 toes down right from the beginning. And we hit the ground running. In 2016, we started with the after school program, Brilliant Brown. Well, it started off as Brilliant Brown Beauties, but we changed the name to Brilliant Brave Beauties. And
Mm,
we started out with maybe 30 young girls initially we were supposed to start from third through eighth grade, but because a lot of our girls had siblings, we had to go down to kindergarten, and we had to welcome boys also because some of their siblings were young men. So
mm,
we adapted. We found activities. We kept the boys away from the girls because it was a lot of social emotional learning, a lot of mental health activities. We did everything with STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, arts, entrepreneurship, trades. We did everything from construction to um, t-shirt printing, jewelry. We just were teaching them all the things that we knew that would help them get to a new level of maturity, of just knowing that they had what they needed to have in them to actually succeed, regardless of where they came from, what their household life was like, what their neighborhood life was like. We were showing them that you are more than enough. You can do this regardless of what the circumstances are around you. And from there, we did the Brilliant Brown for ooh, since 2016, pretty much. We've had 100% graduation of our eighth grade girls, which a lot of them were deemed as not being on the list to graduate because of their behavior and different things in the classroom. And we got them to the point where everybody graduated every year. So that was a huge feat for us to accomplish that, especially in the inner city of Chicago on the west side, where oftentimes a lot of kids don't graduate out of eighth grade and don't make it to that high school level. So it was great to see that we were making positive strides. COVID shut us down.
Mhm.
We pivoted. We called them TBHE creativity kits. We got 64-gallon bins. We piled them with science, technology. We had athletics because my husband is now an athletic trainer. So he did football, basketball. We packed all of that stuff in the bins. I met parents all across the city, shipped them to Las Vegas. We had a kid in Texas. We had someone in Indiana. We got online 4 days a week during COVID and did those activities with them. We did 2 hours of STEM and 2 hours of athletics. And it was great. It was a great way to pivot. And that started off our STEAM and trades academies. We started with that once COVID finished, once we got done and got back into the world. We started hosting workshops, STEAM and Trades Academy workshops monthly. Now we are, let's see, 5 years in now with STEAM and Trades Academies, and they're flourishing. We have something new every month. We just finished a drone academy for 16
Mm.
through 24-year-olds. They're actually getting certified to be drone pilots. Super excited about that. That's our second year offering that program. We did a nail tech academy over the summer. We also did a CPR and stop the bleed training academy. So every month we're doing something different to introduce our kids and expose our kids to things outside of what they're getting inside the inner city schools. So that's pretty much us in a nutshell. And now we're actually, well, you'll be the first to know. We actually are closing on a building. So we're going to combine with my husband's business, Athletic Connection Training, and we're going to have athletics and STEAM and trades all in one spot. So we're going to be a one-stop shop for kids and teenagers and young adults to get everything they need to prosper and connect them with
Yes.
the people who they need to be connected with.
Girl, see, I knew you was doing it, okay? I knew you was out here doing it, but sheesh, the heart of a teacher, honey. So all of this started in the classroom and losing one of your baby after baby, but losing a monumental baby that was just like, all right, enough is enough. What can we do? And you just all of this. You said that you were teaching them what did you say? Like different ways of being, like different ways. And I'm just like, you're teaching them to think different. Like you're changing their whole mindset of their purpose of how and what they can do in this world. Like you doing some things, honey. Like you doing
Thank
you
you.
because you're opening and showing them so much more than what they're used to seeing. And these babies need that. Because
Absolutely.
they just want to be cared for. Like they need to know someone cares about them and they need to know that they have a purpose and you are providing all of that. Like, this is amazing.
Thank you.
And then you have your own babies. Like, how many you have?
Three.
Three.
I have
Okay.
a 22-year-old, a 14-year-old who's starting high school Monday, and
Oh,
then a 10-year-old that will be in fifth grade. So our college young lady, she just graduated from Fisk University in May, and now she is possibly pursuing a degree, a master's degree at the School of the Art Institute in Chicago because she loves fashion.
and you are from Chicago yourself.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
came through the same public school system that you tried to save. You was trying to be a part, trying to save.
Absolutely. Actually, the school
Yes.
that I worked in, I actually, as a kid, there's a Boys and Girls Club at the other end of the block. I used to go to that Boys and Girls Club every summer for their summer activities. So I knew about the school. And when
Hmm.
I came back from college, I went to SIUC. When I graduated with my master's degree, I already had my daughter, my oldest daughter. I had her in during while I was in getting my master's degree, I had her in school and it didn't stop me. I kept pushing. I'm like, I'm getting this degree, got it. And my whole goal was to come back to Chicago and work in the neighborhoods that helped provide for me. And I literally printed out a list of all the schools in the neighborhood, in my neighborhood, and started calling, sending my resume over. I called one. This was back 2004. So that's when everything was phone calls. You couldn't email.
Yeah.
That wasn't a big thing back then. So started calling. And by the time I got to C, which is the school that I ended up working at, Cather, they told me as soon as I called, told me to come in for an interview the next day, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. Wow. And so what did you see during your time in the classroom though? Like because girl, I've had some conversations, you know. I actually just interviewed a young man who was related with the Burst into Books.
Mhm.
Um, he was affiliated with them, and we just talked about just like he told me like 30 schools recently closed in Chicago.
Yes, and a lot of teachers, SECAs, support staff have been let go because of the budget crisis that they're in right now. So even the school that I used to work at, because I retired in 2022 from teaching,
Yes.
from teaching to do the Brown House and then my other ventures full time and to be a mom and wife because I felt like I was losing myself
Oh
because I
yeah,
was
ma'am.
trying
Yes,
to
ma'am.
do too much. And even though I absolutely love teaching, I have my Type 75 to be a principal. I was offered many times principal positions and I declined them because I saw I'm a big believer in God. I felt like He had a different purpose for me. And I
Mhm.
prayed about it. My husband, once he left teaching, he actually got fired from teaching. And I felt like that was a starting point of us realizing that we're more than the school system, that
Mm.
there's only so much that we can do in the school system realistically. Even if I am a principal or it's still, I have people that are above me so we wanted to be in a position where we controlled the curriculum. We
Mhm.
controlled what was being input into our students' brains. And it's been a wonderful journey just to see the kids that we're changing lives. I truly believe that, and I see it every day. The kids send me emails, and not just kids, young adults also send emails like, "Thank you so much for providing that academy. I really learned something. I'm going to apply that to what I have going on now." We have great relationships with a lot of the young ladies that were in our programming as they go to high school and college. They're still contacting us, trying to see if they can come back and help. So
Aw.
just to see the impact, I think has made all of the stress and because it's hard running a nonprofit.
Yes,
Absolutely
ma'am.
difficult to run a nonprofit, especially nowadays with everything that's going on in the government. So just pushing through and being able to see the progress that we've made has been astronomical. I can't complain and I can't see myself going back to the classroom. I have been offered uh, to
Oh,
to come back and I can't see it. I feel like we're making such a huge impact with what we're doing and it's way more profound than 30 kids a year.
yes, ma'am.
It's and then it's only so much I could teach them. I felt like I was a great teacher. Used to have I was on every news channel. All of the mayors
Mm.
used to come to my classroom, and I used to get email, texts and phone calls. T, I just saw you on the Channel 7 News. I just saw you on Channel 5, and that was great. I loved it. I love being known to be a teacher that actually cared and put her all into what she was doing, but it just wasn't enough. And I felt like God had a bigger picture, a bigger idea for what I was supposed to do in life. So now I'm in this position where I'm helping multiple kids each month. We
Mm.
have different kids. Sometimes we have repeats because a lot of the kids want to be in all of the programs. But we see and meet different kids, different families, parents. We're making an impact on a way broader scale than what we were before.
Indeed. Indeed. That's why I said a heart of a teacher, honey, because it's like you get in there for the passion. You like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then you realize, oh, it's only but so much I could do in here. It's like, all
Yes,
right, well, shucks. Well, let me take this show on the road then. And you sat still long enough to listen. You
yes,
listened.
yes. And that was the hardest part. That was
Mm,
probably the
right?
hardest part because I mean, CPS pays their teachers very well. And they have
Mm,
to because of what we deal with. It's mentally draining to take on the impact of the kids. I cared. So when my kids came in hurting, I was hurting with them. I would keep kids like, let's talk during lunch. Let's talk during recess. What's going on? I used to try to give them, and my kids absolutely loved coming to my class. Because they knew they were going to be heard. That was my main thing. I listened. I knew that they had a voice, regardless of your age. You have a brain, you have feelings, you have emotions, and I wanted them to be comfortable with sharing that with adults because so often we try to tell kids, stay in a kid's spot. Don't talk to adults in certain ways and don't tell them how you feel. But then they're going to grow up. So now they have this ingrained what would I call it? They're being taught to not share
be
how they're
timid and yeah, not advocate for themselves,
exactly.
everything.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not going to function well in this society being like that. So I would give them a
Mm,
voice in my classroom. I would let them lead. I did a lot of facilitating where I would step back and let them teach the class and it taught them a lot of leadership skills. The kids absolutely loved me. The parents loved me. And it took years to get to that point because when I first started, I was young. I was 22 years old. So, and I was from the hood, right down the street from where I was teaching. So anybody could get it then. So, and I'm being honest.
yeah. Yeah. I'm from up the block. Yeah, please
And I
no.
used to tell them that all the time, parents, kids, it is like all of that. I used to tell my principal she loved me. And my first principal was actually the one who I give all of the praise to as far as making me realize that I had the potential to be something great. And I was bigger than what was inside of a classroom because she would put me in so many leadership roles. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. And she's like, no, this is perfect for you. I ended up being a literacy coach one year, actually helping teachers teach reading. And it was all because of her. So, and her name is Mrs. King. I just talked to her recently about us having a lunch date because she
No.
helped mold me into the person that I am today as far as educator. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. So it was rough being in Chicago public schools for
I can imagine, but
18
you was
years.
out here doing it though, all on the news. Like the teachers love me, the kids love me, the parents love, like I was loved. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. And I
Yes,
think it's just on a different scale now. I'm still an educator.
indeed.
Say I'm going to be a lifelong educator. I'm always going to be rooting for kids and putting my all into making sure that they have way more opportunities than what we had growing up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think once you get called to be a teacher, it's like we automatically set on that like classroom setting, but it's like, girl, you're a teacher, you're a teacher. I've even started correcting myself when I be like, oh, I used to teach. Or I say now, I'll be like, I used to be in the classroom. So still a teacher by all means, but not in the classroom anymore.
Yeah,
So,
and you can change it to an educator because you're bigger than a teacher.
oh, why thank you. Why thank
Educator
you.
is on a whole different scale. You're making great strides towards making or even just teaching people and parents that they have a voice.
Yes.
Advocate for your kids. One, everything is not cookie cutter. You have
Mhm.
options, and you're giving the parents those options, and you're linking them with people who can give them more options. So that's absolutely dope, Jay.
Thank you, thank you. Likewise, ma'am. Likewise, because it's necessary for parents to hear a teacher's voice, like from a classroom perspective, because they have to. It's like, oh, you believe in me? Because I don't know where this disconnect with parent and school, came about, where it's like they're not feeling like they're adequate enough to assist with their children's education. But I'd be quick to remind them, like, girl, they came through you for a reason. Like, they heal us for a reason, okay? It does not take a degree for you to be able to teach your child appropriately or successfully. So please understand that. So I definitely like using my voice because, people look at credentials and all that good stuff, even though, I'm by all means the most unprofessional professional that there is.
And that's okay. You're unapologetically you.
Every day,
And I
every
love
day,
it. And all
every
people
day.
can do is accept it or step back. And the people who
Please.
step back are not the people who you need in your life anyway.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Say it again. I believe in alignment. If we're not aligned, it's okay. It is okay. I promise you, I'm gonna be okay, and you will too. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna wish you the best over there.
Yes.
Over
Energy
there.
matters. We were
Yes,
just talking about
ma'am.
that.
Yes. So let's talk about the Brown House experience. Like, what all do you all offer? How often do you meet? Like, age range that you work with. You gave a little bit, at the beginning, but let's dive a little deeper.
Well, currently we are working with 8 to 24-year-olds. We offer monthly programs. So, for instance, the Drone Academy was on Saturdays in July. The Nail Tech Academy was on Thursdays. So, we normally pick because we had limited space, because we didn't have our own
Mhm.
space. I'm so happy that this is
No,
coming to
big congratulations on
fruition.
that. Big
Thank
congrat.
you.
That's a big thing. Can we host there next year? Am I hearing
Absolutely. And it is
what?
big enough.
Thank.
It is big enough. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Come right on in. Yes.
Chicago's on the list for next year, so yes, ma'am.
Yes, and we're right off of all of the expressways. We're in a nice
Okay.
sweet spot, and the area is nice, free street parking. So, yes, you are more than welcome. I'm telling you now. Come on.
Okay, thank
We
you.
will have it set up for you.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yes,
I could
me
check
too.
that off.
Yes, yes, you got Chicago already done. And
Nice.
we have a almost 6,000 square foot facility. So, and
That's
it's an
amazing,
open span.
Tia.
So you can do a lot of stuff with it. We're already planning fundraisers and all kinds of stuff. So yes, you are more than welcome whenever you want to
Thank
come
you,
and host
love.
anything. Come right on in, ma'am. Come on. But
I'll be there.
right. So the Brown House, like I said, we do monthly academies. We call ourselves the plug. We like
Mm,
to connect the youth with people in our local communities that are willing to share their expertise with them, and
yeah.
also welcome them into their businesses as interns, as helpers, assistants, just to teach them further so it goes beyond just what we're doing with our academies. So we do everything from photography, art, t-shirt printing, plumbing, construction, cinematography. We did podcasting, CPR, crocheting, sewing. We have done it all. We have done it all. And we present them usually in two-hour increments,
Mm,
4 times, 4 to 5 times, depending on how many weeks we have in the month. And what we're going to in the fall, we're going to try to host academies. So Monday through Saturday, we're going to host
mm,
at least one academy. Our goal is to try to do two, but we're going to see. We're going to start off with one, just because we're just getting our feet wet with it. And just expose, we're just trying to expose them to STEAM trades. A lot of that is not being taught effectively
mm.
in the Chicago public schools. So we're trying to fill that gap because that's the The future of the world is technology. Everything is going to be using your hands. Construction workers will never go out of style. A plumber will
No.
never go out of style. There'll always be a need for these different trades. So we're showing kids, especially the kids who we target are the at-risk youth. A lot of them
Mhm.
do not plan to go to college. So we want to show them college is not the end all be all. Yes,
Indeed.
teach you that in school. We push that college readiness. That is absolutely great for the kids who that is appropriate for. But a lot of our
Hmm.
kids are not college bound and they
No,
don't
ma'am.
know what options they have beyond going to college. So what we do is we hook them up. If you're interested in electrician, okay, we have an organization that's willing to let you come in and not only do a 4 week academy. Actually, we did 6 weeks with the electrician program, a 6 week academy. But also, if you want to further your education, now they can link you up to schools that are
Mhm.
appropriate to help you move to the next level. So, and we have a partnership with Sony, and that partnership is awesome because we have every kind of Sony product, every camera, all that. And that's great because photography, videography, cinematography is is huge right now because movies and
Mhm.
vlogging and being online doing podcasts and
The
all of that.
streaming and
Yes,
yes.
it's huge, and there's a lot of money to be made in that. And a lot of the kids that we work with are not the workers. We're trying to teach them
Mhm.
that although the school system, unfortunately, is training our kids to be workers, we're teaching them how to be business owners, the leaders. Even if you
Boston's.
have to work, yeah, even if you have to work for somebody, use that as a stepping stone to get to where you want to be eventually. Learn as much as you can. So eventually, maybe you can open your own business doing very similar work, but now it's your own. You're the leader. You're changing the dynamics of how everybody feels when they walk in the door each morning. And so we're just teaching them, and a lot of that has to do with mental health. So we do a lot of talking with them while they're working. So that's something we pride ourselves on. We do not, and not to bash any organizations that do lectures and things like that. That's not really what we focus on. We focus on hands-on activities and talking while we're doing those hands-on activities. So it's almost like we're distracting them with the activities, but getting deep
Mhm.
down into the root of why are you misbehaving in class? What's going on that's
Mhm.
causing you to feel like everything has to be rageful and everything has to be coming off aggressive? We get to the root of it and help them realize, even with their peers. So we do a lot of facilitating. We allow our youth to actually offer suggestions. So everybody has to listen, and now you can raise your hand, offer suggestions on what you think this person should do or should have done in this situation
Mhm.
so that the outcome could be better. And they actually listen more to their peers than what they do to us. So we
Oh,
use
of
that
course.
to our advantage. Just step back. We're more facilitating. We're here if you need us. But you all lead this conversation. You all help with each other's mental health because we want them to be able to do it outside of our four walls. We are not the
Yeah.
end all be all. We want this to continue outside of what you're doing with us. So we offer everything. I'm looking forward to the fall in 2026 now that we have a space to actually host everything that we're
Yeah.
looking to do. I'm very excited about it just to be able to expand and
I already know. Like I'm excited for you. So
reach more kids and just to know that we're able to do all of it in one spot. So we're a very family oriented family. We love being around each other. So to know that our kids, my husband is going to be there, I'll be there, our kids will be there, community members will be there. I love it. I'm so excited on what's to come. So in the fall, we're planning plumbing, construction academies. We're looking into sewing now again because now we have the space to actually do it. we're kind of leaning towards that. But 2026, we're going to hit the ground running. Where our goal is to do at least 2 to 3 academies per week. I mean, per month. I'm sorry, 2 to 3 academies per month, and try to push out as many kids that can do something that's outside of what they're learning in the classroom, some kind of trade or STEM or arts. We push all of that. So I'm excited to see what's to come with what we have going now.
Indeed. No, I know when I first learned about your mentorship program, like basically like with the, the hands-on with the trade, that's a goal of mine. Like I want to be able to do the same thing, but I want a space also. So it's like you whole inspiration, honey. Like I'm just
Thank you.
fueled, like so fueled. It's like that's amazing. That is amazing. That's exciting. Cause like you said, these kids just need to know that college isn't the end all be all. It's like you said, in the public school system, that is what is preached. It's like you either gonna go to college or you're gonna enter into the world of work. And it's like no in between. So I love that we are having those trade talks, that those electrician, those plumber, those welding talks, those are coming back around. I just had a nephew graduate and his mom, I just told her, I was like, just make a decision for him, honey. Like, just,
And
because
sometimes we have to.
we went to a food truck that was at a welding school. We just went to go get something to eat, and me and her looking around like, okay, what is this? Like, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna look more into this. And she sure enough signed him up.
That's
Welding and HVAC, honey. He will learn it in I think 2 years. I
Mhm.
think that's all it takes is for 2 years for him, and he'll be certified in them both. And he's into like fashion and all this other stuff. So he's a creative young man, and
Oh,
he
so that's
has to
perfect.
find, he got to find his way. But it's like, okay, but as you find it, you got
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. These
You
skills
got
will
this.
never go out of style.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But they just need to know that, okay, honey, you don't have to go to college to be successful. You don't have to, because I know if I'm already not like in high school, middle school, you keep talking to me about college, I am shutting down because it's like I'm not going to no more school. I'm
Yes.
not going to no more school. So I just go out here and figure it out
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to not have
to
them do.
prevent.
We want to help
Yes,
them
yes,
to figure it out so that it's not so much time wasted. And that kind of diminishes your mental stability
yes.
when you don't know what's next in your life. And so we're just trying to be that middle person that, okay, we have, what are you interested in? Let us know. We'll find these people in our local community, and we try to focus on Black and Brown um, business owners and entrepreneurs because that is our target audience. A lot of the
Yes.
kids who we service are Black and Brown. So seeing a Black plumber is like seeing a unicorn
Mhm.
almost because they've never seen a Black plumber. They've never seen a female construction worker that's a supervisor over a major corporation in Chicago, building huge buildings in Chicago. They've never seen that. So to be able to make that link for them and step back and see
Mhm.
that it's actually working and seeing, okay, well, the kids are like, well, maybe I can be a construction
Exactly. That
worker.
representation matters. It goes so far. They have to see themselves. They have to. Have to. I
Yes,
know when we was driving, I pointed out there was a black female truck driver at one of the rest stops with us, and I said, "Look, Kenny, like like I want her to see, like just be able to see it." And she waving, of course, and we waving.
yes.
It's like
And
like
that's
that.
one
It's
that we're trying to
important.
get to too. We're
Yeah.
doing
Oh, a truck
now that we have
driver.
a space, yes, because we never had a space where we could actually pull a truck in to
Yeah.
do anything with it. So now we have a space, we have those big garage doors, so we can actually do more and bring more people in that we couldn't before. So
Indeed. Do you all partner with the schools in any way, or is this all
not
outside?
really. So our after
Okay.
school programs are in the
Hmm.
schools. Our Brilliant Brave Beauties program
Okay.
are in the schools. But I think now that we have a space, we may even move that out. And the
Um,
only reason that we kind of stay away from the schools is because it's so much bureaucracy that we
yes.
have to navigate. And we can't really be authentically ourselves when we're in someone else's building. We have to certain things we can't do. We can't bring certain people in to discuss things with them. The space isn't conducive to certain activities. So I just like having them. And then kids are tired of being in school. They want to see a different space, something else that's more lively. And, so we try to do most of our programming outside of the school systems, but we do have some partnerships with a few schools in Chicago that host our after school program.
Okay. Are you all finding the kids or the kids finding you? The parents are finding you.
My internet stable.
Are you back?
Well, both. A
What
lot
bad?
of our, oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's maybe
Is it
like a
all right
little
now?
delayed. Okay, yeah, you good. Yeah.
Okay. Um, well, we have a lot of repeat students. So a
Mhm.
couple of our kids have been with us since third grade. One is now a senior in high school,
Really?
and his sister is
Really?
going to her sophomore year. So we have some repeats, but a lot of people find us on Facebook because now that we have a buzz and people see that we are
Mhm.
consistently providing for our youth the things that the school systems aren't. A lot of people are sharing, and we're getting that support now from people. And so we're able to reach kids not even in Chicago. We have kids coming in
Mhm.
from the suburbs, from Aurora, which is about 45 to an hour away from some of our academies. They're bringing their kids in to um, work with us. So we have kids from all over everywhere that's
Mhm.
coming in now. And even with Eventbrite, I gotta tell my husband to cut his phone down some because I'm not sure if you can hear it. Can you
No,
cut
I
it?
can't hear
Oh, okay. He might have heard me. Would you
it.
put it down? But we are we find them everywhere. We do a lot of community events. I just did a event out in North Riverside, which is a suburb of Chicago, and there's like a workforce development organization. And just to meet them, we took our Sony cameras and allowed them to take pictures. And it was an awesome time just to see that
Mhm.
a lot of them were actually interested in photography, but never had enough money and funds to get a
Yeah,
hold of a
the
camera.
camera. Yeah.
So, and I had my 14-year-old actually teaching the session to the adults. These were 18 to 24-year-olds. And
Yes.
she was super nervous, but she did an awesome job. And just for them to see that she's 14 years old, she has all of
Mhm.
these skills, she's able to articulate them appropriately in whatever situation she's in, teach us. They were amazed. They were like, okay, when is your
Yes.
next program? Because whatever you are doing is actually working. So I think now that we have a little skin in the game and people see that,
Mhm.
okay, they really are here for our youth. They really are here to connect our youth and young adults to futures that are actually better than what they ever thought they could have. So I think that's why we have a lot of people supporting and sharing and making sure that their kids join us whenever possible because they see that this is for real. We're really making an impact with what we're doing and what we're trying to do.
And I know Chicago's enough, okay? By all means, you got plenty to do there. But do you, because I know at the beginning, I know this may have been with the school after school program, but you said you were sending out barrels to, the kids to like Texas and whatnot. Do you have a virtual option for the Brown House experience? Are people able to contact you from other states?
Well, right now we don't. That was
Okay.
during COVID, when it was a big push for virtual everything, and we kind of stopped it. But
Okay.
it's that we haven't had anyone actually inquire about it because now everybody's trying to be outside. So, and we understand, so we adapt. But if it ever gets to a point where we have the capacity to host online academies, we surely will because it was very productive. Although some people were not successful online because there was a lack of interest. If you're doing a whole STEM project, you're putting the robotics together, you're engaged. So we had those kids engaged 4 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and they were
Yes.
fully engaged. The parents could go and do whatever they were going to do during those 4 hours, and they knew that their kids were doing something productive with positive people, getting up, doing athletics. My husband had them in the backyards doing basketball, football, all of that good stuff, baseball, actually working their bodies so that because a lot of people gained a lot of weight during that time. So just keeping active. So
Yeah.
we that is an option if we ever get to the point where we have a need for it again. And we were
But
thinking about doing it for homeschool kids.
look, I had a light bulb go off. Or look, or you all can provide the blueprint for others in other states and other cities with at-risk youth for them to be able, especially with you all having your facility now, you all, after you get that started and establish how you want it to be, like you all can actually write out a blueprint for others to be able to create. Because I'm always thinking on hub level, like, okay, well, this is great here, but you also need it here, 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 and here.
Yeah.
Like so, because are you familiar with Reverend Janelle with Black Mothers Forum?
No, I'm not.
No, you haven't spoke with her at the National School Choice Week
No,
convention.
not
No,
that I
well,
know of.
she's here and she has a Black Mothers Forum where it's like they advocate, they help mothers who have kids in public school. Like they'll show up in the school, like a whole group of them and stuff. And I was just like, oh, we need this everywhere. Like we need a group everywhere. And that's why I'm always thinking like, okay, well, once you get yours situated and running how you want to teach others. Just that's all I ask. Just teach others and show them and inspire them continuously to know that they can also create this for their areas also. Because it's needed. It's needed. What you all are doing is phenomenal. And I love it. I love it. It's a goal. Look, go. I got so
Thank
many of
you.
them.
And that is the goal of ours. We eventually want to branch out. My husband's brothers are in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And so they've been trying to get us to come down there and do some things. We actually wrote a curriculum for New York schools to host
Mm,
our host and trade day. So that is one activity that we already work with other schools and
thanks.
districts
Yes.
to host because that's something that they can do without us. But we have the blueprint for it. So we kind of help a lot of people with that. So yes, we eventually want to get to a national level and eventually an international level because we have
Yes.
connects now in Ghana and different places. So we're getting there. We're on the road to
Indeed.
it. So yes, what you're saying is absolutely correct, and we have that in our back pockets waiting to pull it out eventually.
Good, good, good. Well, huh. I want to thank you for all that you're doing first and foremost. But I had two more questions for you. One, because when you were throwing out those numbers at the beginning, those what you said, 18 years in public
Yes,
school or CPS, right? A public
yes.
school system. And then you said something about another job, and I'm just like, wait a minute, because she don't look like she's been doing like an adulting for that long. So how do you self-care, love? How do you, because we started this off talking about, well, before we started recording, we were talking a little bit about self-care. And you let me know it's hard, but how, because you're obviously doing something, okay? Because you're glistening, you're still glowing, okay? So how do you self-care?
Well, one, stepping back and retiring from teaching was my first step towards being able to mentally and physically and spiritually take care of myself. I'm blessed to have a husband that our goal initially, we talked about it. Once he got let go from his school, he did not want to go back into teaching. He
Mm.
has a degree in exercise science, fitness, and sports. So he wanted to be a trainer. That's what he always wanted to be, some kind of coach or trainer or something where he's helping kids get their bodies strong enough and so that he can limit injuries and things like that. So I'm blessed to have that. We decided since he was out first, We were going to start building his business. And once his business got to the point where it was rocking and rolling, I was going to step out from teaching. And in 2021, he actually told me, it's time, but you know how we are. That money, like, Tia, hey girl, hey, you're gonna miss me. So it took me a year to actually step out. But that was the best decision that I could have made because able, one, to rest my brain because I was taking home a lot of what my kids were bringing to school. And 30 kids, 35 kids a year, that's a lot. And I can honestly say that probably was one thing that would have eventually broken me mentally because I truly cared. So I'm thinking at home, it's 9 o'clock at night. I should be asleep or at least getting ready for bed. I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I help so and so get out of this abusive household? Or like my brain was always going. So, it was just it was a lot. So being able to step back from that, I physically take care of my body. I exercise. I eat healthy. I'm like our whole family with my husband being an athletic trainer. We eat
Yeah, I ain't got no
very
choice.
healthy. Yes, we eat very healthy. We drink our water. We get our sun because that's something that a lot of Black people don't realize. We have to activate our melanin each day. We need at least 15, 20 minutes of sunlight each day. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
try to get outside. I try to do things with my family, and just mentally getting closer to God. That was one thing that I have done dramatically since I left teaching because I don't know. I don't know if I didn't have the time or if I wasn't making the time to do it then. But I knew him and I was close to him, but I wasn't close to him like I am now. Like I make sure that's the first thing I do in the morning, last thing I do before I go to bed. So I think all of that and just trying to get to the root of any trauma that I have because we have trauma
Mm.
also. So while we're trying to
Yes,
save the
ma'am.
world, we got to also make sure that we are mentally stable to save anything, to save
Yes,
ourselves
ma'am.
first. So just trying to make sure that I find the root of things that make me angry and the reason that I do certain things and trying to change it. So I can honestly say I'm 44, I'll be 45 in October. And and I can say that I'm probably healthier now than I have ever been in my entire life.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
and I love it. I feel better. Like I wake up with energy. It's a whole different feeling, but it's something because I wanted to take a proactive approach and change what was going on with me. And then it filtered down to our kids because our kids are healthier. They know what they should and shouldn't put inside their bodies and things like that. And then they project that to their friends. So not only are we helping our immediate family, we're helping our communities at large and not even knowing that we're doing it. So that's pretty much how I stay. I take my vitamins now. But I just make sure that I do something each day. And then when I get tired, I sit down. And that's
Yes,
something that I
ma'am.
didn't do before. I absolutely did not do that before. I would like, I can't sit down. I got to keep going. I got to do this. I got to do that. And now I'm like, I'm tired. Push this computer over there. Let me see that, even if it is for a few hours. Sometimes a few hours is really all you need to let your brain rest and rejuvenate for the next
Yes, ma'am.
phase. So I'm trying, but I thank you
No,
for
you doing,
having
you
this
doing,
little
girl.
opinion,
Yes,
I
you is
guess.
doing. Look, you is doing, honey. Okay, but no, thank you for that. That was amazing. Yes, mentally, physically, and spiritually taking care of you. Thank you, thank you. People need to hear that because we got to be reminded. Like, no, girl, you got to start here. Like, because once this breakdown didn't work.
Yes.
So,
Yes, my
yes,
husband and I were just talking about that. You have to self-care is way more important than caring for anybody else. You have
yeah.
to take care of yourself first because if you're an empty vessel, how can you pour into somebody else? You have nothing to give.
Nothing broke down, pallet honey, broke down. Yes. So if parents didn't hear anything else, what's three things you want to leave them with? Like, hey, hear this. If you ain't hear nothing else in this wonderful conversation, make sure you take this with you.
I would say listen to your children, actively listen, actively listen, because a lot of us as adults think that we're listening, but we're listening to reply. We're listening to give a response. Actively listen, and sometimes close your mouth. Sometimes
Mm,
they just want you to hear them and not necessarily say, well, you should listen to them, hear them out, because a lot of them have emotions and feelings that we haven't tapped into because we don't give them a chance to talk. Um, Actively pursue activities for your kids. Technology is great when it comes to actively finding programs and you're learning how to code. But if you're sitting swiping through YouTube shorts or TikToks all day, that's not really the technology that's going to lead them to a prosperous life eventually. So I would say actively find activity because there's a lot of activities in different places. So I hear so much on social media. Oh, it's nothing for the kids to do. Yes, there's a
no, it's
lot, but
plenty
you
for
have
the
to
kids to do.
find it. It's not going to fall in your lap all the time. You have to actively find it and be proactive. Stand up for your kids because there are people out here that are not truly for your children, even in the school system. So if
That's
you see
me.
some injustices, go up to that school, stand up for your children. Now, do it in as professional as possible, but stand up for your kids because they once they know that they have, sorry about that, we have a package. Once they know that they have an advocate, that's pretty much that's a bond that you have that's unbreakable with your kids because they're like, my mom is going in for with me no matter what's going on. So those would be the three things that I can think of.
Those are great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Stand up for those kids and teach them how to stand up for themselves, honey.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Um, this has been great. Inspiration. I think you fueled me for today. Like, I think I'm fueled and ready to do some more productive stuff.
Well, that is great.
That endless to-do list. Yes, no. You are amazing. And thank you, and the hubby for all that you do. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being a pillar in your community. I
Thank
know this is only the beginning for you guys. Even, though y'all are already doing some big things, I can tell and know and feel that this is only the beginning for you all. So I can't wait to see all that you do. And I will continue to take my tidbits of inspiration from you for the goals that I have. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, Jay, for giving me this opportunity and keep
Of
doing your
course.
thing because you are killing it, man.
Thank you. Thank you. And where do we find the Brown House experience? Or how do we get to you?
Our website is www.thebrownhouseexperience.com. We're on all social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram under the Brown House Experience. Yeah, and services at thebrownhouseexperience.com is our email address in case you want to check us out. But our website and Facebook pages are usually our main point of contact.
Okay, cool. And those links will be available in the description. So, listeners, parents, understand this is not a journey you have to do alone in no aspect. While leading your children's education, know that there are resources in your community. And if they are not in your community, guess what? You probably need to create it. So, understand that you have that power to hey, be a part of the solution and be the change that you wish to see. So, keep on listening and keep on homeschooling your kids.